Hey everyone, it's Grandmaster Ben Feingold here, continuing our Caro-Kann series. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Today we're going to talk about possibly the most common position in the Caro-Kann, and that's the main line with bishop f5. And it doesn't matter if white plays knight c3 or knight d2. Most people play knight c3, and then you take on e4. And in this position, Black has three moves. They play at the super grandmaster level. Knight f6 is the least common, and sometimes this is the most common, and sometimes this is the most common, depending on what decade it is. I think on this decade, this is the most common. Okay, so that's the best square for the bishop, because these squares, it's hanging. These moves don't make a lot of sense. So that's a good square. Now we attack the bishop. He retreats and stays on the diagonal. And here, white has several moves. About 90% of grandmaster games go h4. Some grandmasters will play knight h3, like Robert Hess, or knight e2. But h4 puts the question to the bishop. I'm going to play h5. What are you going to do about it? Winning the bishop. Now, when I was, about 7 or 8, I played a game where I think even in this position, I played bishop takes c2, and then I took on d4, and I was like, yay, I got 2 pawns for my bishop. And I became a grandmaster. Man, I thought that's great. 2 pawns for a bishop. Ugh. Okay, those days have passed. And after h4, black always plays h6, so his bishop can escape. The most common lines, white plays h5. He doesn't have to. That's more common. Then knight f3, and just develops his pieces. Black usually plays knight d7 here. And white could play knight f3 first if he wants, because he wants to play knight e5. And then after knight d7, play h5 and get the same position. And normally white plays bishop d3 here, because that bishop's pretty good. And we trade. And white has more space, and white has a lead in development, but black is very solid. And if you play either side of the Caro-Kann, you have to realize sometimes there's opposite side castling. Sometimes it's the same side. And for those of you who don't have a lot of experience, it's rare that white castles king side. White didn't play h4, h5, so he could castle king side. He wants to castle queen side and attack the black king. And in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, black was always castling queenside, because if white castled queenside, black castles queenside, he figures he's pretty safe. Also, it's hard to castle kingside, because, pieces are in the way. However, starting in about 2000, it probably became more likely black's going to castle kingside, and we see really exciting games where both sides are attacking. So I can give you a sample like e6, bishop d2, castles, bishop goes to d6 or e7. Let's go to e7. And now both sides can attack each other's kings. So white can move this knight out of the way and start attacking. White can move this knight out of the way and start attacking. And black can push his pawns, move his queen out somewhere, get his knight in there. And it's very exciting. And for a super grandmaster, theory might start on move 15 or 20. And we're on move 13 here, which is more than I wanted to look at in this series. But these are very exciting when they castle opposite sides. If you castle the same side, it's still pretty interesting. So the old way of playing, which is the way that I was playing, was I would play queen c7, and I would castle queen side also. We both castle queen side, and everybody's happy. Okay, usually white's a little happier. Anyway, that's the bishop f5 variation of the Caro-Kann. Usually you get a position very similar to this. Those are the most common moves, and it's a very interesting game. And, white's a little bit better. White has more space. White has a slight lead in development. Black's going to catch up. I hope you're enjoying the Caro-Kann series. This is Grandmaster Ben Feingold. Please like and subscribe, and watch out for more videos in our series. Bye, everybody.